live screen. Okay, we're closing this. I can see you there. I need to bring you on. What's going on, guys? We are live. Not yet, not yet. Window capture, Lisa. Perfect, I got you.
Wait.
Perfect, perfect. Even the light is good today.
Oh, yay! I did it right today. First try.
Yeah. Let me see if I can. I think that's it. Let's go bigger a little bit. Boom, bigger a little bit.
Go big or go home. That's what they say.
That's what they say. Yeah. Okay. We are normal size now. Alt. Okay, that's it. That's good. Okay, starting soon. Live stream. Be right back. Ending soon. Offline, full screen YouTube. Alan, what's going on, man? Take it easy. We're gonna be live in 2 minutes. So Lisa, man, I'm telling you, it's been a long week, man, a long weekend, and it's only Monday, you know.
Yeah, I'm ready for Friday for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm ready for Friday too. Matter of fact, I'm ready for Thursday because I don't work Fridays anymore.
You don't work Fridays anymore?
No.
Aren't you lucky?
Yeah, they give me an option of taking. Yeah, they give me an option, and I was like, hey, you know what? I am going to take that Friday. So.
I wish I could do that.
Hey, Alan, don't be sorry. You good, man. We're just trying to adjust a couple settings. That's it. Thank you for checking us out, man. For real. Diesel is off today. He was like, I'm not gonna be able to make it. I was like, man, what the heck is going on, Diesel? Are you guys like tagging? Oh, you do one day, I do the other, or something like that. I'm not aware.
Well, you know, I had plans Friday, and it was supposed to be after the show. Like I was supposed to do the show by phone.
Right.
But then the plans got moved up unexpectedly, so I had to cancel. So I was a no-show.
Good.
But I did tell you I was going to be a no-show.
Oh yeah, we saw it. We saw it on the chat, so that was cool. Thank you.
It wasn't what they call it at offices, a no call, no show. I wasn't a no call, no show.
No call, no show.
I reported to the boss.
Nah, no boss. We ain't got no boss right here. We all the boss.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. So you ready to start this thing?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. What's going on, my six YouTubers? Welcome back to RickyTube365. My name is Rick, and this is your channel, guys. Today with me, Lisa Escobedo. It's July the 27th, 2020. Oh God, can't wait for Friday. Lisa, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great. Still tired from my busy weekend, but I'm here and I'm very happy to be here, and I'm happy for our viewers and listeners to be here.
So to all you guys out there, watching from home, through tablet, your computer, whatever the case may be, please, there's a couple things what we ask you to do so we can continue the show going. Please go to the bottom right corner or left corner, whatever it is. Please subscribe to the channel and please click the notification bell so every time that we have a video or we go live, you guys can, you get like an alert. The other thing we're going to ask you is to, after the show is over, go to the description of the video. You will see a link to our brand new store. We have some merch, some hats, some shirts, some mugs, something cool so we can, pay for internet and other expenses. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. You guys are super awesome. Lisa, I'm going to tell you something. Saturday, I was playing Call of Duty or something, yeah? About 10 o'clock at night, Arizona time. And then a friend of mine sent me this link, and he's like, man, you're not going to believe what's happening on Portland. And I was like, what's happening in Portland, And he's like, man, you have to tune it. So, I tuned into the link that he sent me. And I was like, are we real? Are we real? Is this really happening today? So, and I'm gonna show you the video that I did on Saturday night. I was like for 2 hours, like 2 straight hours, just minding my own business, just watching what these guys were doing. I'm gonna put on the background so you guys can see. Let me lower the volume here. So this is Portland right now. Well, not right now. Saturday night, there were like over 3,000 people on the streets, and everybody was jumping into this building. Throwing pyrotechnics. It was like a 4th of July. I have one guy who was like a pyrotechnic or pyro enthusiast, and he was like feeling so sorry because he was like, this is such a waste of this pyro. And I was like, you know what? I don't know you, but 4th of July, those things are super expensive, Those pyros are very, very expensive, $60, $70, $80, you call it. And people were like, just throwing them at the federal officers, And again, we have the mayor of Portland, after he did the skate where he was showing up with his guard, heavily escorted. We have these things right here. So now, like a couple of days ago, he was like all on board with this summer of love, but now everybody is condemning this. Like, oh, I want to condemn this. This cannot happen. What's going on? And then you get what you ask for. If you are giving your constituents pretty much permission to go to the streets and vandalize your cities, destroy these businesses. I mean, most of the businesses that we encounter downtown in any city, they're owned by people that live on that city, and it's very sad to see that the mayor support this kind of travesty on their land, on their city. So
yeah, when it first popped up, I'm like, what is this, a reggae fest? It's all smoky and crowded.
It was very, it looks like a disco, I was like, man, what's going on? So we still have reports of, some officers who got injured during the riots on Saturday. The one thing that we found out, there were no porta potties around, so people took it upon themselves to do their number 1 and number 2 on the streets. Yes. There were two individuals got reported kidnapped, and this is based on the news that I have been seeing. You gotta understand that when these type of riots that start on the city, criminals notice what's going on, and they're gonna be trying to find themselves, a layup, like an easy catch. And if you allow this on your city, if you don't have the police supporting the police, it's like ridiculous. And the mayor pretty much told the police, hey, I want you guys to be there to make sure that the federal police don't commit any crimes or don't arrest nobody without proper evidence or whatever the case may be. And then, you have the police policing the police. who are defending your federal buildings. I'm like, this is just crazy. So, but that's what we get.
This is the Russian Revolution, because the monarchy, of course, had their police, and then the Bolsheviks had their police. Before the Bolsheviks took over, there was like an interim government. So the monarchy was killed, and then there was an interim government, and then they had their police. So it was the police. So it was literally the police watching the police, and ultimately the Bolsheviks won. The communist revolution won. I'm not gonna say I, haven't been talking about this, but I've been talking about this, and I wish you would finally jump on board and believe what I've been telling you.
You've been very consistent when it comes to this, to these theories. But I got to tell you, it's like I wasn't expecting this after over a month after George Floyd's death. Black Lives Matters. They don't care about what's going on here. This is not about George Floyd. This is not about police brutality. This is about destroying the city. Anarchy is one straight up anarchist.
Yes, 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 yes. And I don't see it going away. I know that you think that it will magically disappear when Trump gets elected, but I just want to point out to you that it's happening right now while Trump is president. So I don't see how his re-election would change. He's already president, and it's happening.
I mean, you cannot. I don't think that you can, put it that way, because you still have these mayors who are Democrats and liberals, and they're ignorant too, because they are coming to the streets. They're coming to the people and telling the people, "Oh, you can do it." First, we got the mayor of Seattle, dumb as fuck. This woman, she called it she called the whole thing a summer of love. She tweeted about it. She blamed Donald Trump for everything. And then after she got 2 individuals killed, multiple people shot, on the streets burning on fire, then she's like, oh no, we have to recall this. We are lucky enough that the Seattle police chief, who's also liberal Democrats, she was able to put it together and help the community. But I got to tell you, man, it's crazy. Is just crazy. It's just crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just don't think. Of course, it's better overall if Trump got reelected. Please don't mistake what I'm saying. I just don't think that it's going to have any effect on this, because Trump doesn't have any control over mayors and governors. Constitutionally, he has zero control. They're elected just like he is. So unless across the board, coast to coast, there's going to be a change in mayors and governors, this is Trump being reelected is not going to have any effect on the situation.
Well, let's see. I think that they have enough, and I think they have enough personnel to somehow control. What they can within the limits of reason. But 4,000 people, 5,000 people, if they really decided to, let's go nuts and start bringing guns, that's gonna be like civil war, because at the moment that we have these kind of groups, liberal groups, demonstrating and bringing guns and start shooting law enforcement and LEOs, I'm sure that the other side of the country is gonna wake up and be, hey, son of a bitches, let's see who got more guns, But I don't know. It's just scary. It's so scary that we're living through these times right now. It's crazy. So you want to jump right away into the first thing that you sent me today that we've been talking about is the black Trump supporter who was 60, who got shot dead in Milwaukee. You want to go over that?
Yeah. Well, I haven't looked too much into it. There's not actually a lot being said about it, which is very weird, because I thought Black Lives Matter, but he is black, he is elderly. I mean, on Black Lives Matter's website, they have a whole thing about how they are against ageism. So we have an elderly, well, he's 60, an older Black man who just happens to be a Trump supporter. What I know so far is that he's well known in the community and he's well respected in the community. And everybody knows that he's a Trump supporter. Like he gets out, like he has, Trump signs and stuff. So everybody knows he's a Trump supporter, and then he gets shot. And so, of course, they haven't talked about a motive or anything like that. But come on now, it's obvious he got shot because he's a Trump supporter, and he's out there on the street, not protesting, but just showing his support for Donald Trump. And so that I think that's a travesty because I thought Black Lives Matter, but I guess not all Black Lives matter, only some Black Lives matter.
And then we're gonna talk about that in a minute. But right here we have on the screen the gentleman on the screen. His name is Bernal Trammell, Trammel. He was 60 years old, or 60 years young. He was known for holding these signs, and for he also used to recite Bible verses on the streets. So he was Christian as well. Looks like the cops have not yet landed a motive on what happened, if they can take off there anyway. Residents and neighbors were saying that he wasn't afraid to express his political views. The Republican Party has called for a federal investigation into the slaying. Federal investigation, that's big, I think that Black Lives Matter should make, on this case, not another George Floyd in that case, but they should treat this with the same intensity that they treated the George Floyd case. Throw millions and millions of dollars at this, to see what they're gonna do. Chairman Andrew hit
we need a golden coffin for him.
We need a golden coffin, and we need to name the street where he was, where the incident happened, will be renamed from whatever it is to Bernal Trammell. Matter of fact, every major road in Milwaukee will be renamed to Bernal Trammell. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Chairman Andrew Heath said no American should fear for their personal safety because of where they live or their political affiliation. So I'm going to ask the people on the chat. There's a couple of people on the chat already. And my question to you is, because I was talking to my friends, to my coworkers about this, is that conservative people, we are pretty much, I'm not going to say that we are afraid, but I'm going to say that we've been pretty quiet, because people are afraid of receiving, backlash on social media, or I don't know, where your cousin, who was your favorite cousin, unfriended you because whatever the case may be, or you find yourself at Walmart with people screaming at you just because you got a hat that says 45, or don't tread on me.
Or you get shot.
Or you get shot and killed in Milwaukee, So Milwaukee is another place where I won't be going, So there's a couple places I'm going in the United States any longer. Seattle, Portland, Milwaukee. So, but yeah, we were sitting at work today talking about, hey, how you feel about your political affiliation. That was during a break, not during work hours. And then people were like, yeah, I'm afraid to say anything because I don't want to receive backlash from individuals on the streets. I don't want to put a Trump sign on my truck because I don't want to get my truck vandalized.
Right.
How is it over there in Virginia? Do you guys fear for your safety or what?
Well, I never talk about politics at work per se. Just because I know how it goes. So when Barack Obama got elected, which it's great that he was a Black man and he got elected, thank goodness. But in hearing his politics and what he stood for, and the actions that he took, I knew that it was over. It was over. Just don't talk about nothing. Don't say anything. It's done so. There's not going to be any more meeting of the minds. There's not going to be any more cordial debates. Just nothing. So since Barack Obama's first term, I have stopped talking about politics. It was also under Barack Obama, I was talking about politics on my social media, and oddly, I did have a cousin unfriend me. So it's funny that you mentioned that. Let's see, I mean, I've been dumped before because of my political views. It's like we can't just disagree. Why do we have to have the same thoughts? Like, why can't we have independent thoughts? So since Barack Obama, I knew it was done so, and I don't talk about politics at work, with family, on a date. This is pretty much where I talk about politics.
So I gotta say that the truth to you, my social media is very limited, and then almost every week I go into my social media and then limit my old posts. So I don't want nobody to be checking on my social media. I definitely don't want people linking my my Instagram to my Facebook, and then I'm thinking on canceling my professionals social media, because we're getting so many viewers, So, but yeah, I mean, like I was saying to you, it's very sad. It's very sad what we saw with this guy right here. That he got killed allegedly for being a Trump supporter. It's just crazy. So again, Bernard Tremel, he was 60, and he was going down in Milwaukee. So.
Like that picture that you have up, I wish somebody
Yes.
would mass produce that as a t-shirt. You know how they have all like the Che shirts and other unnecessary people to glorify shirts. I think that
Okay.
picture right there should be a good t-shirt. I wish somebody would mass produce that.
That'd be nice. Let me show you something else that I've been seeing on social media is these people. I mean, every single place that you go on social media, you either find people destroying things or just find people fighting for no reason. Um, I'm gonna try to see where they at. Is this the one? This is the one. So so you know how we've been seeing for the latest couple of days, people demonstrating, how they feel, their protests, whatever the case may be, through different acts of art. Okay, in this case, this is a month ago, and I want you guys to see the evil evolution of what's happening. This is the National Guard a month ago in Atlanta. Of course, there was COVID. You see a couple of people have their masks. There's of course the NBC reporter. It's hot as fuck. They're doing their thing. There's like two people. I will say total there's 10 people. This is the talent show that they held in Atlanta. So the next thing that we have is this right here. So this happened in, where is this? In Portland. So a naked lady, So we go from, this is more of liberation, free the spirit, things like that. She is naked. She is naked, She is naked.
I see she is naked.
And then yeah, I'm sure that she is careless about where the look at that. This is the picture that they put. I'm sure that she helped the Black Lives Matter by doing this, But then I came across, I'm serious. Then I came across this right here, and this is the one This is the one that I stuck.
That does look like it helps Black Lives Matter.
Yeah. So this is for you guys to see how it's been progressing. You start for 10 people dancing, one girl showing naked, and then we got this right here. And I'm gonna play music and everything. It's for you guys to watch.
I mean, you have to bring awareness to police brutality.
Yeah, you have to. Oh, here we go. There we go. Here we go.
I feel so enlightened.
Yeah, to the left, to the right now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel enlightened. I feel both. I definitely can see police brutality being such a huge issue in America now. I couldn't have done it without any of that you just showed. I feel so much more educated.
But I gotta tell you the truth. Lisa. These they're going crazy. They're going. There we go. This is music at its finest. I mean, I see this as art. People see this. People think that this is bad, but I really, I want to go back to believe. I want to believe. Believe. I want to believe. That's what she got on that shirt.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a believer now. Yeah, I totally believe now.
So, I believe now. I believe in Black Lives Matter. So, I don't know what to say, Liz. This was a couple of days ago. I mean, everybody's so concerned about COVID-19. Spreading the disease. So kids cannot go to school. Businesses cannot open. You can no longer go to the gym, but people can protest. Right.
Makes zero sense.
Zero sense. This and then mayors are being directing these police chief not to go to the streets and get these people into trouble. I don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say.
Well, you do know that there's a lot of swirly rumors going on about how the COVID-19 numbers were fixed by the CDC.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
What's all about that? Tell me.
Well, I've seen mixed reports, so I'm still combing through to see what's real and what's not. But I already know for a fact that some medical personnel are being told to mark whatever COVID-19. Oh, you got a hangnail, COVID-19. Oh, you got a laceration, COVID-19. So that I do know because there's been a few whistleblowers. Plus, I told you that my younger sister, who is just a physical therapist, like really a physical therapist needs to somehow put in COVID-19. So I already know that part is true. But there are a lot of reports coming out that CDC, or maybe not necessarily the CDC. So what the CDC has been doing is putting in provisional numbers, and then they have other adjusted numbers. But I was reading the provisional numbers, and the provisional numbers doesn't have a box for just COVID-19 deaths.
Correct.
It has deaths, people who die with COVID-19, but it doesn't say how they died. Like they could have died of, heart failure, but they just happen to have COVID-19 too. It doesn't say that. It just says deaths with COVID-19. And then it breaks it down again to deaths with just influenza, and then deaths with or without, deaths with influenza with or without COVID-19. And they do the same thing for the flu, but they don't have a bracket for just death by COVID-19. So it could be that they're doing some funny business, or it could be just the way the media reports the numbers. It could be that the media, because they want to do everything they can possibly to make Trump look bad, right? They could just be reporting those provisional numbers, and not actually specifying, by the way, we don't actually know how these people died. We just know that they had COVID-19 in them, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they died because of COVID-19. So that's the part that I'm still trying to look into. Did the CDC fool us with some tomfoolery, or is the media taking provisional numbers and turning them into facts according to the news? So just stay tuned.
I mean, one of the things that I want to bring up to you, maybe you have some more knowledge into this than me. But what about when we had the H1N1 epidemic? More people were infected by the H1N1. The mortality rate was higher, and we never closed the schools. I don't remember the nation to close schools and then people receiving money for free for nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is one of those things that got me thinking.
Well, I've been telling you the whole time, it is a respiratory infection. The flu is a respiratory infection. The pneumonia is a respiratory infection. So people died from those things. Crap happens. So, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and I get your point. It's like that person who died in Arizona in a motorcycle accident for not wearing a helmet. But when they go to the hospital, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, he died out of injuries from the accident and COVID-19." It's
Right.
crazy. You're like, "Oh yeah, COVID-19 impaired him or her from watching the sign that says stop," and then he or she drove into a semi, and then she died because COVID. COVID-19.
They did it with George Floyd.
They did.
Remember, they slapped COVID-19 on his autopsy.
They did. That guy was high. He was high on perico, man. Nobody realized that shit. No, yeah. He was snoring coke, and then he got choked. I mean, I gotta say that the thing at the same time, the police was out of his the lane, but at the same time, I'm like, so much anger and fear and destruction and then I don't think that any loss of life in anywhere is it's okay. But I mean, 9 people die out of black unarmed people die out of the hands of police officers last year. 9. But
9.
We don't care about the 1,000 babies that are killed every day, and this is an average. So it means that one day could be 800, but the following will be 1,200. So an average of 1,000 babies get killed every day through in Planned Parenthood, And then people are so stupid that they still go get abortions, And why are we funding Planned Parenthood at all, But anyway, that's not my, not my body. No, I have nothing to say about it. I'm serious, because it's. At the end, it would be like the woman's decision, I think. But I think that we should provide them enough options for them to say, okay, I have the baby and then I give it on adoption. We need to make adoption a viable solution. Like, yeah, it will be a good thing for the baby, not a bad thing like it's right now.
Well, first, there's a lot of children. The problem with adoption is there's more children than wanting parents. That's one problem. And number 2, adoption is super expensive. So that would be problem number 2. But as far as for the 9 people that died, at the hands of officers last year. I think it was like 30 something officers that died in the line of duty. So to me, the epidemic seems more like police officers dying in the line of duty, because those numbers are extremely higher than that of non-police officers.
That is correct, Lisa. I want to make a announcement real quick. If you guys wanna call the show and talk to us, or if you feel that you want to express yourself in the show, and you have different views than myself and Lisa, call the show 520-261-7246, and just tell us, I want to talk to you guys, or hey, I need a minute. I want to voice myself through the show. As long as you keep it PG, hey, we can have a conversation here, okay? So 520-261-7246. Give us a call. I want to say thank you to the people on the chat from Fanboy Q Pro Life, Alan Moccasin. Hey, Alan, are you new to the to the show, or are you being on the show for a minute? Anyway, and Matt Hutch. Damn, Alan Moccasin, you are on fire. Look at all those comments right there, man. Good. That's it. Yeah, that's what we have so far. So thank you so much for commenting. Again, guys, just give us a call. Let's talk to me. Matter of fact, Alan, I would like for you to give us a shout out, man. Second time on the show. Thank you so much, man. 520-261-7246. Call the show, man. Do we have another message right here? Do we have a message right here? Yeah, that is correct. So Lisa, let's go to this right here. I'm gonna take the stripper out of the screen, or the guy.
Please, because I'm tired of looking at her backside.
And she have a very decent frame, if we can say that, okay, without being sexist.
That's going to be a poster, right?
Oh yeah, that's going to be a poster. Yeah,
it's
Black
Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Free the nipple, I think that's how they call it, whatever. But so guys, what's the other thing that we have? Where you sent me something about some doctors debunking COVID-19, and do you want to play that video real quick?
Yeah. So just to set it up, at first I thought it was some comedy show, but it is put out by Breitbart News. And after the lady, maybe I don't take women serious. I must be sexy. Because the whole time the woman was talking, I thought it was a parody. But then when she left and then started talking, they seemed more serious. And I'm like, oh, this is a legit press conference. So I must be sexist.
Let's go. Let's send it.
Hello. I'm Dr. Stella Emanuel. I'm a primary care physician in Houston, Texas. I actually...
Wait a second. None of these guys are wearing masks, maybe one or two.
Oh, no. I was talking about the other lady, the white lady in the background.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Went to medical school.
That's the one. She
Africa,
talks
Nigeria,
first, and that's she made it just didn't seem real.
Okay, let's take a let me take a quick look. 1 second. Where are they at?
Numbers,
so not only am I
unfortunately,
sexist,
the mortality rate
I didn't take the white lady
of
serious
children
at
is about
all.
1/5 of 1%. So kids.
Okay, white lady. This is black. Oh, white lady right here. There we go. We got her. Okay. You ready for this? Is that her?
Dr. Emanuel, also
first.
known
She's
as Warrior. Before I introduce the next guest, I just want to say that
it's
I wish
there.
all doctors that are listening to this bring that kind of passion to their patients. And the study that Dr. Emanuel was referring to,
she must have finished.
is in
She's finished
virology,
talking.
which talks about a SARS viral epidemic that affects the lungs that came from China. And they didn't know what would work. The study showed that chloroquine would work. It sounds exactly like it could have been written 3 months ago.
I'm so sorry. I feel like finding her and writing her an apology letter.
Oh, yeah? I'm sorry.
by the NIH, the National Institute of Health, when Dr. Anthony Fauci was the director. Again, the official publication of the NIH, virology, 15 years ago showed that chloroquine, we use hydroxychloroquine, it's the same, a little safer, works. They proved this 15 years ago when we got this novel coronavirus, which is not that novel. It's 78% similar to the prior version, the COVID-1. Not surprisingly, it works. I'm now going to introduce our next speaker. Sorry, I forgot to say your name.
It's all right. Dr. Dan Erickson.
Oh, 78% similar. That's
Dr. Gold
interesting.
I mean, but you got to, it's something that they made on a lab, you know?
Yeah.
And you see how these people, you know, dress up on these labs, you know? They I mean, they have these full-on suits, you know, plastic. They have their own oxygen separated from everything. The whole laboratory is vacuum sealed. And then you tell me that my mask is gonna save me from COVID, you know? So
It's not.
My bandana. I'm gonna take my bandana, you know, because I got nothing to go to work. I'm just gonna put this in front of my face, you know? It's crazy, you know?
But to hear that it's 78% similar to an older COVID, that means that they already have so much information that they can jump. That's probably why the cure is happening so quickly, right? Because they already have so much information because it's so similar to this prior COVID. And I didn't know that. And that makes me feel really good about everything I've been saying about COVID this whole entire time. I like it when I'm right. I love it when I'm right.
You know, you have a good point. You know, you got a good point. But this is the newest, latest on COVID mask that we you know, it's being proven that this will this will help you. Because I'm so sorry.
But you know what, though? I wonder if there's like a lot of oxygen in it because it is a plant.
Well, you get your fiber.
Well, we're not getting oxygen by using, you know, cloth masks.
Yeah,
you know, we're not getting any oxygen from that. We're just breathing back in carbon dioxide.
You know, at least you're gonna get your fiber through this, you know. And at the end of the day, you can just get some salt on it. Well, I think, but if you sweat enough throughout the day, you can just season it. You know, you don't need no salt.
So then by the time you get home, you have a little snack.
You're ready on the way home. You know, that would be like your.
That's right, because you don't need a mask in the car. You don't need a mask in the car.
You got multiple. I'm sorry, guys.
Just note to everybody, we are not medical professionals.
Yeah, we're
so
not.
You cannot take this as medical advice.
Yeah. You know, the thing is, you know, this is not. Oh, there's a phone call. You know, I know you're calling, but you're calling unknown, so I cannot accept unknown calls. Okay, because I don't know if the person who's gonna call you is just gonna go crazy. So if you give me your number, then you call with your number. That's okay, because that way, if you come crazy at the show, we can block your number. You know what I mean? It's like save both ways. Okay, but yeah, vegetarians are not allowed to use this. And then, or if you are vegetarian, you're gonna be using this kind of mask. Bring more than one, so you can have your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Anyway. Okay, that was enough. And then let's listen to the nurse again, to the doctor.
Your doctor has to have read the science with a critical eye and have eliminated the junk science. Many studies have been retracted, as you know. And number two, the pharmacist has to not restrict it. Many states have empowered their pharmacists to not honor physician prescription. That's never happened before. That interference with the doctor-patient relationship, where the patient talks to the doctor honestly and the doctor answers the patient honestly, has been violated. So you have a very difficult time as the average American. Some of the information we'll share later this afternoon is to show the mortality rates in countries where it's not restricted and the mortality rates where it is restricted. So I have friends all over the world now because of this. And in Indonesia, you can just buy it over the counter. It's in the vitamin section. And I'm here to tell the American people that you could buy it over the counter in Iran because the leaders in Iran, the mullahs in Iran, think that they should have more freedom than Americans. I have a problem with that. My colleagues have problems with that. We don't like to watch patients die.
So, Dr. Cole, what do you think if people have problems?
Oh well, this is breaking news.
She's talking about hydrochloric.
She is.
On their federal representatives and senators and say, we are the American people and we demand
Let me say one thing.
So you guys, we need the public to be
Right. Thank you, Julie. That is exactly right. If you hear when you hear this, if you're concerned and wondering why you may not be able to get access to it, we need you to make 4 calls. Call your governor, call both of your senators, and call your congressman, and tell them that you want to know why you're not able to get access to a drug that doctors are telling you will help end this and help us reduce the number of hospitalizations and reduce the number of deaths. Urge them to read Dr. Harvey Rish's study from Yale. He's a Yale professor of epidemiology, and from there you'll find other studies.
Yes.
I wanted to ask, how do people trust the data that they're looking at every day? The numbers
That is
are
dumb.
so
That's a
very
dumb
different.
question from a
Johns
reporter.
Hopkins, CDC, which divides.
How you trust the data from a professional study? Because they have something called peer review. Okay, when you do a paper, when you publish something on your professional in health, you need to have something called peer review. Some other doctors will check your work and make sure that what you're saying is 100% authentic, that your sources are legit, and then the data that you're putting out is clear. That's a dumb question for a reporter.
Yeah. Related to pneumonia, other things. So how do we get the right information to make decisions?
So the only number that I think is worth paying any attention to, and even that number is not so helpful, but is mortality, because that's a hard and fast number. So the case number is almost irrelevant. And that's because there's a lot of inaccuracies with the testing. And also, even if the test is accurate, most people are asymptomatic or mildly symptomatic. So it's not that important to know. So the case number, which you see rising all the time in the news, is basically irrelevant. And if you had told us a few months ago that that was the number that the media was going to go crazy over, we all would have just laughed at that. I mean, that's essentially herd immunity. There's lots of people out there who have tested positive without symptoms or with very mild symptoms. So the only number that's worth paying attention to is mortality. When you look at the mortality, this is a disease that unfortunately kills our most frail members of society. People with multiple comorbid conditions, specifically diabetes, obesity is a big one. We don't talk about that, but it is. It's a fact. Coronary artery disease, severe coronary artery disease, people like that. And also, if you're older, it's a risk factor. But the biggest risk factor is if you have comorbid conditions. If you're young and healthy, you're going to recover. If you're under 60 with no comorbid conditions, it's less deadly than influenza. This seems to come as great news to Americans because this is not what you're being told. I would say the answer is it's very difficult to get accurate numbers.
That was, I think this is right here to serve, their own show rather. John S. That sorry for the cover, but it's actually from one of the protests in Portland. So hopefully you enjoy the show. Anyway, so Lisa, what else we got going on today? I know we got. Tell me.
Well, just want people to know that those doctors were frustrated doctors who band together. They were tired of hearing about a lot of fear mongering, and they were concerned that the media stopped talking about the decline in the mortality rate, and they only focused on the case number. And so these doctors got together and they put themselves out there, which is very brave considering the current climate we live in. And so I just kind of want people to know what that came from. And also hydrochloroquine, I used to take that for 10 plus years. I have an autoimmune deficiency disease. I have rheumatoid arthritis. I've been diagnosed since I was 12. So technically I have juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. And I've taken that medicine for a long time before they came out with these fancy new biologics where you just give yourself a shot. Nothing ever happened to me taking that medicine. Nothing. Not one thing. Ever, ever, ever.
So are you still using that medicine, or are you moving to another medicine?
No, actually, I'm not even treating for it. So if anybody should be scared of COVID, it would be me. I have a compromised immune system and I'm not treating, but I am not scared, and I hate having to wear a mask. I'm not scared because it's just a respiratory infection.
Hey, so Matt Hodge is talking about, he's commenting, wish he was, we'll talk about how stupid the masks are. Hey, hey, Matt, call the line, 520-261-7246, and tell me and Lisa, tell us why you think that those masks are so stupid, okay? I think they're dumb, you know.
They
are dumb. You know, it's one of those weekend. Anyway, so Lisa, you also sent me this today, and I was like, who is this guy, you know? So you told me that this guy predicted this since 1980?
Yeah. So it's a Russian guy, not the guy right there, but the video. He's a ex-KGB member, and his job in KGB was propaganda. And he is going to describe to you how he did it and how it's going to be done here in America. And it's going to describe exactly where we are today.
Okay, let's listen to it.
To buy it and hurry up. When I was driving here on the local radio station, an excited announcer said, "You hurry up, rush and save, save, save. There is a pantyhose sale." Save by buying more. Of course. It would be too naive to expect that KGB makes that advertising agency to do such a crazy commercial. No, of course not. But what we did when I was working for Novosti Press, we would snow plow editorial offices, student organizations, religious groups with literature of class struggle, if not directly Marxism-Leninism propaganda, then a propaganda of legitimate aspirations of working class, betterment of life, equality, mind you. President Kennedy once said, we will make America to believe that people are born equal. Are people born equal? Is there any mentioning in the Bible or any other holy scripture in any religion, if you don't believe me, go to the library and check it, there is not a single word about equality, just the opposite. By your
Damn, 1 second. Is that true? Are you serious? He talks about the Bible and he says where there's not a single word in the Bible that says that talks about equality, just the opposite. Is that true? We are created all to the image of God, so that would be like equal.
Well, except Eve is subservient to Adam.
Okay.
That's not equal. And then you have, you have the different ethnic groups in the Bible that were constantly warring for this and that because maybe one group had more of something and the other didn't. That's not equal. There's slaves in the Bible.
Correct.
So no, not everybody's born equal.
Oh, geez. So let's get a couple more minutes of this guy.
Parents, equality. And the Soviet propaganda system helps us to believe that equality is something which is desirable. Democracy, as it was established by fathers of this country, of this system in the last century, is not equality. It's the system where different people, unequal people, have a chance to survive and help each other in constant competition, in constant perfection, not in equality, which is superimposed from a godfather or nice person in Washington, D.C. And the absolute equality exists in Soviet Union, quote unquote equality. Everybody is equal in dirt, except some people are more equal than the others in Politburo.
We are super versed on sort of ideological theories.
Is it true? No, it is not true. Violence is not justified, especially for the sake of quote-unquote social justice introduced by Marxist-Leninists. That is my former colleagues.
If you didn't know, Marxist comes from the name Karl Marx, who was the father of communism. So when they tell you that they're not communists or they don't believe in communism, they're almost definitely lying. That's what their ideology is. That's what their agenda is. If you look at their website, their entire political policy is that. You have even teachers' unions demanding socialist communist ideology to open up schools. Is this about health? Is this about science? Or is this about your political communist ways? It's pretty obvious, but we can pretend like it's not. But back to this idea of equality. I'm pretty good at basketball, but I'm not equal to Michael Jordan. I'm not equal to LeBron James. There is no equality. I could work hard. I could maybe make it to the league. But overall, we're never going to be equal. The only way that we could be equal, if you have a room of 100 people that want to be equal at basketball, is you have to lower the top person to the common denominator, which is the bottom person, because the bottom person can never be that good, but you can hurt that person and drag them down to the level that the bottom is on. And this is a simple concept most people don't understand. I've seen this meme a lot, which is really like a socialist communist meme where they're just saying, we could all be equal. All you have to do is take from you and we'll give it to you and everything will be equal, right? Well, that's an interesting theory. I like that meme. Here's another one though. Hey, look, we're all equal now. This is how you even the playing field. Or there's this one that says this is really what capitalism is. It's not the other one. And don't get me wrong, I don't think we have a real capitalist system. I think we're leaning on socialism, communism now. You have the government shutting down business as Amazon's allowed to swallow everything up because you're not even allowed to compete with them anymore because of the COVID shutdown, but that's a different story. The point I'm getting to is these ideas of socialism, communism, and social justice and equality can work if you're honest about what's going on. In cities like New York, Los Angeles, Portland, and Seattle, what they're doing is bending over to the criminal, the robber, the murderer, bending society over backwards for them. Oh, wow. What they're doing is showing weakness. They're not taking care of homelessness. They're allowing it. They're subsidizing it. They're penalizing it.
I didn't know he was going to talk so much
They're
over
allowing their own citizens to destroy their community.
I have lots of other clips of Yuri. You can find Yuri on YouTube, like all these clips from the 80s. Yuri Shulman, I think is his name.
Correct. He's hey Rich, what's going on, brother? Thank you for joining the chat. Alan Moccasin, we still want you to call the show. And John S, Bible basic instructions before leaving Earth. John S, Bible basic instructions before leaving Earth. That makes sense, yeah. I read the Bible, you know. I believe in the Bible, so that's a good one right there. So, damn Lisa. It's almost time, but we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it in an hour. I'm trying to my website. There's one more thing that you sent me that was very important today on Facebook.
Because I don't remember now.
Yeah. I'm gonna show it. You will remember as soon as you see it. As soon as you see it. What's going on right here with this partner? These two happy guys right here.
Oh. So I listened to Friday's show that I was absent from.
Oh, one second. Just to remind everybody, Mark, we love you, bro. Okay, I know you cannot make it today, but remember this: we love you. You're a part of the team. We need you here Wednesday. Okay, so remember that. Go ahead, Lisa. My bad.
Okay. So Diesel mentioned something about Jay-Z was turned away from buying a house because he was black.
Because he was black, exactly, 100%.
Right. So I tried to search. I normally don't use Google because, all of the stuff tracks you. But because I couldn't find anything on the search engine that I use, he made me get to Google. So I even went to Google and tried to find something that says Jay-Z was turned down from a house because he was black, and I could not find it. But what I did find was that he got outbid for a house by the creator of Minecraft. So the creator of Minecraft just had more money and
stupid more money.
And gave a better offer.
Yeah, he gave $70 million. 70 million. He was like, it was like he put $20 million on top of the value of the home, you know? And they were like, this is the best house, this is the best view in California, but I am not gonna pay $20 million. I mean, the Minecraft, it's ridiculous. That guy got money. Minecraft is huge.
Right. So I'm not sure where that got started, because even if Jay-Z himself said, yeah, I got turned down for a house because I'm Black, you would think you would see some sort of article or a clip or something. I couldn't find anything related to Jay-Z not being able to get a house because he's Black. So to me, that just sounds like a rumor, and clearly it's not true. Jay-Z just wouldn't come up off the money.
Hey, you gotta put your money where your mouth is. See, anyway, Richway, we got you here on the line. I think Richway wants to talk about something that's bothering him. So, Errol, go ahead, bro. The mic is yours.
All right, I just want to talk about a little bit about the VA and the system and how it works, especially with the coronavirus.
Go ahead.
I have an old dear friend that I met at the homeless shelter for VAs here. It's called the Willis Cruz House, and it's a homeless shelter for homeless veterans. And this guy coming through, his name is Richard Corbin, and he come through here, and he has the AIDS virus, but he didn't catch it because he's not gay or he's not, he caught it working at a prison in Colorado.
Hey,
retired military.
Richway, let me ask you, what's the name of the shelter?
It is the Willis Cruz House, which I used to be the case manager there, but the government stopped their funding, so it's no longer available.
Okay.
After 15 years, they had a 94% success ability of rehabilitating veterans back into population, or
into
however
society?
you want to say it.
Yeah, society.
Yeah. We had a 90, and well, anyways, this guy went through there, and everything at the VA is supposed to be confidential.
Correct.
Small town of Helena, Montana. One day he becomes the case manager of the veterans home. He goes down to the homeless shelter to provide help and to give out donations, and somebody wrote AIDS on the back of his vehicle in red spray paint.
That's bad.
Which is supposed to have been confidential. What his symptoms were or whatever, is all brought through the VA. But the lady that's the social worker at the VA here in Helena, Montana, I'm not going to say her name, it's all supposed to be confidential. He didn't get AIDS because he's gay. He got it working in the prison system after he got out of the military and worked in Buena Vista, the prison there in Colorado.
Okay.
So it wasn't, whatever, but he got the virus, the HIV virus.
Right.
And they spray painted AIDS on the back of his vehicle. So he basically got pushed out of Helena, Montana in the case manager position, and that's when I took over. But now he's been in Sheridan, Wyoming, and he texted me the other day, hey, brother, I got a fucking fever of 106.
Okay.
And he went to the VA in Sheridan, and they said, well, we can't treat you here. You got to go to South Dakota. So they put him on the bus, and he was the only one wearing a mask.
Oh, wow.
And sent him to South Dakota to get tested and all that. And they sent him back to Wyoming because he tested positive for the coronavirus. And now he's in the ICU in Salt Lake City.
Oh man, that is crazy. Our prayers goes to him. and the family, you know.
Yeah.
I post, you know, right
They
here
didn't
on
want
the
to,
background.
you know,
Tell me.
they didn't want to have him test positive in Wyoming in Sheridan at the VA, so they covered it up basically. You know, they sent him all the way to South Dakota, and then he goes back to Wyoming and says, "Hey, this is, you know, fucking me up, bro." You know, and now he's in ICU in Salt Lake City. You know, fighting for his life. You know, I just want to say my prayers out to him. You know,
Yeah, likewise,
he's supposed
man.
to be my best man here in a couple of weeks. You know.
Likewise, man. I'm sorry for that, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
For sure. I mean, it sounds like his treatment was definitely delayed, and if he already had a compromised immune system, he's the last person that needs to have a delayed treatment.
Exactly, and he kept
should have been
telling
the
him
first person to get treatment.
I have a compromised, you know, immune system. I'm gonna die if I get this. You know.
I have juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, so I understand.
Yeah.
And I'm not treating for it, so I understand.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they didn't want to test him in Wyoming because then that would have come up with Sheridan, Wyoming, at the VA place.
Oh, of course.
You know, that would lower their numbers. So they sent him to South Dakota, and then they ended up flying him to Salt Lake City, into Utah. Now he's in ICU, and yeah.
Hey, Rich, man, you know, we're sorry for those news. You know, keep us informed, keep us posted on what's going on, and you know, our blessings, our prayers are going to your brother. You know, to your friend over there. I posted a picture of the Willis Cruz house in Montana. If you guys want,
it's called the Willis Cruz House.
Yeah, I have it here. I have it here on the page.
Veterans Foundation. Yeah, you know, I was the case manager for a year before the government stopped their funding because they come up with these houses that were old. It's an old fort, so National Guard post.
Correct.
And they come up with these housing for homeless veterans, so they cut off all the funding. This place, the Willis Cruz House, was open for 15 years.
Wow.
And fucking, it was successful. You know, we brought homeless veterans in. We gave them a job. We gave them responsibility. They could stay there for 2 years. But the VA didn't approve our contract. They stopped our funding. So now they just will work off of donations.
Well, Rich,
so the Willis Cruz House in Montana.
I got it. I put the link on the comments. The page is behind me. So
appreciate it,
you know,
bro.
we're gonna continue, you know, showing some love to you guys over there. So thank you, man. Thank you for calling, bro, and for sharing the you know, the very sad news. So, and again, our prayers to him.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, and I'll keep you guys updated, and I'll hit you up on Facebook. You know, bro.
Thank you so much, Richard. Okay, take care, brother.
Yeah. All right, you guys have a good night.
Have a good night, brother.
You too.
Yeah, so that you know, those are bad, you know, sad news. You know, you know, I'm trying to you know, listen to, you know, the whole thing, but it's so heartbreaking because, you know, we have so many veterans that are homeless, you know, but we're giving hundreds of millions of dollars to Black Lives Matters, who turns around and give the money to Act Blue, who turns around and give the money to Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders.
To white racist Joe Biden.
White
and
racist.
White communist, wealthy communist, I'm sorry, white wealthy communist Bernie Sanders.
It's ridiculous. This is ridiculous. So, Lisa, you want to call it? You want to call it? What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Feeling good?
I enjoyed you guys tonight.
Yeah.
All of you guys in the chat, thank you so much for coming out. Come back again on Wednesday.
Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Show some love to the Willis Cruz House. And I will see you guys in our next video, okay? Have a good day. Bye. Good.